Our first guest tonight is a three-time Grammy-winning bride to Blake Shelton, who has a brand new album. It's called Bouquet. It is being delivered November 15th. Please say hello to Gwen Stefani. You smell really good.
Thank
you look
you.
great. I love having you here. And it is special for me to have you here because when I was a radio disc jockey at K-Rock, we would have these big concerts. No Doubt would play on these concerts, and I would, I was too scared to even speak to you. So to be able to speak to you, that's true. Yeah.
I don't believe you.
Last time, well, it's true, but
I got nervous right now.
Well, good. I'm glad you're the one that's nervous now.
Because of you.
Last time you were here, you were preparing to play Coachella with No Doubt, with your friends from No Doubt, with Adrian and Tony for the first time in how many years?
It was like 9 years.
It was 9 years since the last time you played live together.
It was incredible. It was literally like, it was like riding a bike, but like an e-bike. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like next level. And then, but getting on stage was, I had to train a lot because the stage was like 250 feet long. Like it was so big, and we just go for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you do especially because I think that for people who haven't seen you, especially when you were with No Doubt, you'd climb up to the top. I mean, it was like a real, very athletic.
I just really want to like slap them around and make sure that they have a good time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You got to do what you did back then.
I got to do what I got to do. You know what I'm saying?
And okay, good. So, well, you had, I know, a very special surprise guest at one of your shows. Young superstar named Olivia Rodrigo.
How cool
showed
is
up.
That picture, I mean, it couldn't be a better photo. Look at her.
It's great. It's like you're looking in the mirror at each other, and then she just leaped on you.
So cute.
Now, I know that, I know you're one of Olivia's inspirations, right? I mean, she said
that's
that.
What I heard, which is like, well, I met her on the red carpet going to the Met Ball. We were like in line together. And I was like, I don't know anyone here. And I got to meet her and hang out, and she's just so cool. But when I first heard her song, the driver's license one.
Driver's license, yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, who wrote this? Like, this is a really good song. I was like, ding, 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 I gotta check this out. And I was back with Blake, we were gardening in Oklahoma in our backyard. And I was listening to the whole record on my phone, and he's like, what is this? Who is this? You can imagine, because it's like kind of punk rock, like. And I was like, this new girl, Olivia Rodrigo. And I love her. I think she's an amazing, talented girl.
She is. She's great. We went to see her in concert. And I will say you can see once you make that connection that you're somebody she looks up to, you go like, oh yeah, there's a lot of that there because it's, I mean, she does have a similar vibe, I think.
For me, it's like, well, she told me in my face. I was like, really? I'm like, it's so weird to hear it, but my niece is actually, Stella Stefani, is like a huge fan of hers, so I like to be like, oh, I got her number, like I texted with her.
Yeah.
She DM'd me back.
Was there somebody who was like that for you when you were that age?
I basically, like, not like that. Like, we didn't, not like that, but we opened for the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and that was like a big deal, or like Fishbone, like those were bands that we pretty much worshipped, and then we're like, oh my God, we're opening.
Did they embrace you in that same way?
No. I mean, I'm sure I could have got embraced if I tried a little harder.
Yes, I'm sure you
know what I'm saying?
Embraced, yeah.
Okay.
You have to be careful with some of the embraces, yeah. Especially the guys who are wearing socks over there.
I should have tried to get embraced. I don't know. What was I thinking?
What was the first time you sang on stage?
I think it was the Loera High School in Anaheim talent show.
The talent show? Did you win?
I don't really feel like anyone won. I feel like it was just like, you can just sign up. And
Were you by yourself or with others?
No, it was like 13 people on stage or
something. Oh, really?
Yeah, it was us like, okay, we're going to be a ska band. And, you know, everybody that we knew was there. And for me, like, I still had I was like this. I had the paper and I was like singing the lyrics. You know, I didn't even remember the lyrics.
Was it an original song you'd written?
We did On My Radio by The Selector. I love my baby on the radio. I could still do it. Like, I got to actually meet a lot of my idols like that from back in the day. But it was like, for me, it was all about the outfit. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was
you make your outfits. Did you make it back then?
At that time, me and my mom made this dress I was a super fan of The Sound of Music when I was younger. And there's the dress that she wears when she gets to meet the children for the first time when she's coming. She's a nun, and then she shows up with this dress, and they're like, "That's the ugliest dress I've ever seen." And I made that dress.
So as a kid, you looked at that ugliest dress they'd ever seen, and you're like, "That dress is awesome.
To me, it was the coolest dress I've ever seen, and I wanted, yeah.
So you had a kind of a Von Trapp feel to the band. What was the band called? The ska band?
The original, that version of the band was called Applecore.
Applecore.
Yeah. Like, really cool.
Like the fruit? Or like a military, like Marine Corps Applecore?
I think it was like the fruit.
Okay.
let me think.
You never got to the logo. You said that that getting together with the guys was like being on an e-bike, and in fact, you took Blake
oh my God.
on a trip to Italy. What city are you guys in here?
We were in Rome.
That's Rome.
Look how cute my husband is.
Well, why would you do this to him? I can't imagine that he did this voluntarily.
Okay, you can tell he has the energy of like, my wife told me to do this, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I had been threatening Jimmy. He had never, listen to me, he'd never been to Europe.
No, come on.
I swear. And so, because he's from Oklahoma, he's from a small town.
Not even for work? Not even touring?
No, because think about it. He left Oklahoma when he was 17. He had nothing. He went to Nashville, just like moved there, was like a demo guy, and then got on The Voice. Like, and once that started, it was like he couldn't even tour America. Like, he couldn't even tour America to, like, you know, get it I
feel like maybe he didn't want to go.
I feel like you're right. I feel like you're right.
Did he have fun there?
Well, I'd been threatening him for like 9 years. I'm taking you. And then it was his birthday. It was my oldest 18th birthday, my other 16th birthday. I was like, we're going, right? We're gonna die. Like, if we don't go now, like, we have to get it done. So I planned it. Took like a year to plan it. I've never gone on a vacation like that ever. You always want to be home if you travel. You know what I'm saying?
If you have to travel, yeah.
And there's never any time, and I didn't even know what I was doing, but it was really over the top. Like, every day was like, okay, at the lobby at 10 a.m. and your guide will be there to tell you about the latest whatever history that's been happening. And this was like the bike ride that we were going to go through the famous park, and we got on the bikes, and my youngest had never been on an e-bike, you know, and they're like, we just have to get through the city to get to the park. And this guy's like, put your helmet on. Like, he was very like strict about like the whole instructions.
Yeah, because they drive crazy.
Yeah,
there.
and it was literally, it was like being in New York City. Like, it was so busy on the bikes, and so my little one freaked out. So they were on the bikes for, I think, maybe not even 5 minutes, and they got that photo. So I was in a lot of trouble.
Lucky Blake.
A lot of trouble.
Did he like the trip, though?
We had so much fun. I mean, for me, it was like, if I did it again, I would definitely do less stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I would be like, okay, we're going to stay here for a while.
Do you think he will do one again?
He better.
Yeah, he better. Yeah. Right.
We had a lot of fun. We actually went to the little town where supposedly my grandpa was from.
Oh, that's
that
fun.
was actually the funnest thing that we did.
Did they know you were coming?
No, but I found a sign that said Stefani. It was a funeral sign, like of a funeral home. But yeah, I have like a picture in front of it. I'm like, maybe he really did grow up here. Anyways.
Wow, that's great. Well, that's exciting. And you know what? The nicest thing is you have that picture. Let's put that up one more time. You have that for all time. Gwen Stefani is here. Bouquet is her album on The Voice. It's Monday and Tuesday. We'll be right back. Hi, Gwen Stefani. This is your new album. It's called Bouquet, and I'm sure you're aware that this is not a bouquet. Is this a Blake version of a bouquet?
That is like, you know, I'm not trying to be literal with everything I do.
Well, yeah, no, that's a flower is what it is, yeah. You are performing, you're going to do a song for us a little bit later, somebody else's.
Yes.
The lyrics, I think, are mysterious to many people.
What do you mean?
Well, because people want to figure out who they're about, the lyrics, and I think I know. I think I know. Do you mind if I go through them?
Sure.
Okay.
They're out in the world already.
You're somebody else's, and it doesn't even break my heart. You're somebody else's, and I pray for them, whoever they are. Every day with you was rock bottom. Leaving you saved me. My God, look at me blossom. You're somebody else's problem. Now, Blossom.
Why is my heart racing right now?
Because you know I'm onto this. Blossom was a television show starring Mayim Bialik. This is about her. Yes?
Right.
Yeah,
How did you know
I knew
that?
I would get it.
God, good for you.
No, you're not saying who it's about, right?
No, I mean, I think that most songs, you don't want to give away too much. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a really relatable song, but I think that what I've learned through my career, guys, is that if you just let it come out, people take their own, thing that they need to get from it.
They apply it to themselves.
Yeah. If you get too literal and explain it's one flower and not a bouquet, I mean, they get confused.
This is the kind of mentoring you give the contestants on The Voice, yes?
Very, very good at
your
that.
Judges, your co-judges are Michael Bublé, Reba McEntire, and Snoop Doggy Dogg from Long Beach. Have you, Snoop really, like for someone who is high 24/7, has a lot of jobs.
This is what I'm talking about. But he is one of the most incredible icons. Like, he's
beloved. He's
really
up there with Mickey Mouse. Yeah,
I think he is. He really is.
He's like a sticky mouse, is what he is. Snoop, where's your dressing room in relation to his?
Well, Snoop has a trailer that he brought that's outside of the studio.
Good thinking. That makes sense, yes.
It's the green room.
So you go, it's called the green room?
Yeah.
Okay. Do the contestants ever get confused and go to the wrong green room? Because that could be devastating to a young singer.
I think that they probably have security out there.
Have you visited the green room?
Not yet. I haven't been invited to.
Oh, not yet?
No.
Oh, you haven't been invited? No. Interesting. Would you like to be invited?
No, I feel like Bublé goes in there a lot.
You do?
Yeah.
He's Bublazing it up in there with Snoop. Interesting, but you do want to be invited because.
Well, no, I don't. No.
You don't.
Stop.
Because if I was Snoop, I might just kind of hang out and see if you indicated maybe you wanted to come.
Well, I want to do. Well, I mean, I love Snoop. I loved Snoop. Watch how I shift this over. Right? Watch this. I love Snoop from back in the day when we all discovered him, right?
Sure.
And I got to hang out with him at the MTV Awards. It was right when we did the Rocksteady record. And actually, after that party, we copied that party for the Rocksteady video. Like, that was like the inspiration for kind of some of that video that we did. But Snoop was I was so like nervous, like, oh my gosh, he's so gangster. Like, what am I gonna hang out with him and what I'm gonna say? And he was like from Long Beach.
Yeah,
so
right.
I was like, oh, like he's like my homie. Like we're you know what I mean? We had like a similar, well, not very similar upbringing, but I'm saying like
right.
First place I ever played was in Long Beach.
He wasn't dressing like The Sound of Music.
No, he wasn't.
If you do visit the green room at some point, will you please do it right before the show starts?
Will you go with me?
Oh, 100%. I'd be happy. I'll be your ambassador to the green room. Gwen Stefani, everybody. Her album, Bouquet, comes out November 15th. You can see The Voice Monday and Tuesday nights on NBC. Gwen will be back a little bit later to sing. We'll be right back with Mookie Betts.